Hey, what's up, studs? Ryan here, or M&R Productions, and today we're going to be talking about a topic that I have become increasingly passionate about over recent years, or maybe more frustrated is a better way to look at it, but it's something that to me has been very much degrading over time, and I actually did some research on this topic and found out it's actually a little bit more expansive than I think most of us know about, so we'll get into that in a moment. But today we're talking about what has happened to LEGO Star Wars May the 4th Be With You promotions, because they have gone from the pinnacle of LEGO promotions to just absolute garbage, in my opinion. So today we're going to go over that. We're going to talk about what made May the 4th special and why it doesn't feel special anymore. I also welcome your opinions down below. We'll also take a look at some statistical data from a video I did a while back, and I did a poll asking which type of LEGO Star Wars promo was best, and you guys voted, and we actually got a substantial number of votes on that, so we'll be able to see what people actually seem to want, at least in my subgroup of followers. But let's start with a little history of what May the 4th is. May the 4th, as a general Star Wars thing, is something that is celebrated every year by Star Wars fans because May the Force be with you sounds a lot like May the 4th be with you. It's a nice thing, and it definitely is fun every year, especially in the LEGO world. What LEGO will do typically is they'll release some sort of promotional set as well as a direct-to-consumer set, UCS set, typically every year on the date or within a couple days of the date, just depending on what day of the week it tends to fall on. So LEGO started doing May the 4th promos in 2009, as far as I can tell. I did as much research as I could, went back on Google, looked at certain dates, and the farthest back bit of information I could find was for 2009 being the first year of May the 4th happening for LEGO as a promotion. And during that year was the 10th anniversary of LEGO Star Wars at the time. What they did was they actually gave away a poster! Yeah, not too hot. At the time, LEGO Star Wars promos weren't a thing. Like, there just weren't a lot of things like that. It's much more commonplace for LEGO to do promotions with free things now. Not so much back in 2009 and before then, at least not in the way that we know it today. And so they gave away a poster, and there were only 15,000 of this poster. They were actually individually numbered, which is actually kind of a cool factor of it. And this poster had every LEGO Star Wars minifigure to date on there. It's a pretty neat looking poster. I've seen it on eBay a few times, and I always wondered where it came from, and that was actually the promo it was for. It was for the first ever LEGO Star Wars May the 4th Be With You promotion at LEGO Shop at Home, I believe. I don't think it took place in LEGO stores because they were numbered posters, so I think they were just shipped out. That happened in 2009. Then 2010 came along, and I was looking through the Eurobricks forums. It was kind of interesting looking back on some of the speculation. Some people were speculating that in 2010, the white Boba Fett would be the May the 4th promo, and it seems like that would have made sense. Looking back on it, that would have been a great way to kick off minifigures being May the 4th promos, but 2010 was not a minifigure. They gave out a sticker sheet, and I wrote on my notes, I literally wrote yikes, and I think that pretty well sums it up. Along with that sticker sheet, though, with your order from lego.com or potentially at LEGO stores, I'm not sure exactly how it worked, but you were given the opportunity to win one of 2 bronze Boba Fetts. So yeah, it's one of those things where it's like one person's gonna win, no one else is going to win, and for the most part, nobody's going to really care about it except the one person that does win. It's a cool thing to have exist, and for like us fans to like look at it and be like, whoa, that's a really cool rare thing, but no one's able to get it, and it just kind of sucks. 2011 is where things really ramped up, though. LEGO started out with the minifigures, at least for LEGO Star Wars May 4th promos, with an absolute banger with the Shadow ARC Trooper. I couldn't even find where the Shadow ARC Trooper's from. I don't believe we actually see him in the Clone Wars. We don't see him anywhere. Like, it was just this figure that LEGO decided to make. I think he's in the Battlefront games now. I think I saw images of that, but I think that's maybe based on the LEGO one. I'm not really sure. I'm sure some people know all the mythology behind the Shadow ARC Trooper. They're gonna kill me in the comments. But he's just a really badass looking LEGO minifigure. Like, can we just be honest here? Like, the Shadow ARC Trooper is an incredible LEGO figure, and it was such a great promo because you could obviously have just one of them, and that was cool. But if you really wanted to, and this would be great for LEGO, obviously, you could buy multiple of the promos, or get multiple of the promos by making many different orders, trying to get that limit. It was very unique. It was something we wouldn't have gotten otherwise, and I think that's one of those things that with these promos I want to see more of, which we'll talk about a little bit later on, is having it be something that we probably wouldn't be able to get otherwise. Because I think that's a big draw of it and a big thing of it that makes me excited about the promos, and I think for a lot of people watching might feel the same way. 2012 came along with another thing that we might not have been able to get otherwise. It was a Chrome TC14. Obviously, LEGO doesn't really chrome minifigures anymore. anymore for some reason. I really wish they would do that with a chrome Captain Phasma. That's one that I've been asking for a while. But yeah, they had a chrome TC-14 in 2012. It was pretty damn good looking. That was the May the 4th promo for that year, and I think it did pretty decently well. 2013 was kind of a step back in my opinion, though. We had a Hoth Han Solo that year, and the only thing that was really exclusive about it, because we ended up getting more Hoth Han Solos very similar to that, the only thing that was really exclusive to him was he had a second face print that kind of had a mask over his face, and that was really it. It wasn't really a figure. It's not one of those figures where it's like, oh, we would have never gotten the Hoth Han Solo if it weren't for this minifigure promo. Like, no, we're going to get one anyway in some future Hoth set, and we ended up getting them just very similar. So that one was all right, but ultimately not really that big of a draw for me. We're moving into 2014. We got another absolute banger with Darth Revan. This is another one that, you know, seems like maybe we wouldn't have been able to get otherwise if LEGO hadn't put it out as a May the 4th figure. So Darth Revan was a killer looking guy. As nice as it would have been to get him in one of the Old Republic sets a couple years earlier in 2012, maybe LEGO just figured they couldn't fit him in the sets that they had released that year, so they kind of pushed him off a couple years for 2014, and then they released him as a promo figure, which was great. 2015 to me is kind of the one that I'm most on, and it's Admiral Yularen. Admiral Yularen's a cool character. I think this one's based off Rebels. It's just pretty bland looking to me. He's got the clean white outfit, and maybe that's what's so bland about it. But 2015 was an alright year for May the 4th with Admiral Yularen. 2016 comes along, and this is where shit hits the fan. They released a First Order Stormtrooper. That's literally the name of the figure on the bag. How is a First Order Stormtrooper the May the 4th figure? How? Just riddle me that one. I just want to know the thought process behind that. Like, someone somewhere or some number of people sat down in a meeting room and talked about different ideas they could do for May the 4th, 2016. This is right after The Force Awakens had come out. And they settled on a Stormtrooper that has a slight printing difference on the chest. And that's it. That's the only thing unique, exclusive, rare, interesting, if you want to call it that, about that minifigure. I remember seeing that get revealed, and that was just a real disappointing day. You know, you get your hopes up, May the 4th's going to have a cool figure, and then you see that monstrosity that is the First Order Stormtrooper. And it's like, they barely changed anything about the design. It's not even super noticeable. Like, I could put them in front of my brother, and he'd be like, oh, these are like the same character, what it gives. And it's not like with a clone trooper, right? Like, to me, if it's like an exclusive clone trooper, like there's some different color marking or something actually interesting about it. This one's just like got an extra little black rectangle on his chest, and that's it. And it's just, oh man, I've spent too much time talking about it already, but dude, this one was frustrating. It was really bad. And I think what happened after this, because obviously this was the last May the 4th minifigure we got, I think what happened after that is they said, oh, people didn't buy as much for May the 4th this year because your figure promotion sucked. And so they decided to go in a different direction come 2017, and they brought out R2-D2, the buildable R2-D2. My question to them is, if you're going to put this R2-D2 out as a buildable character in a poly bag like that, why not just sell it at Target or Walmart? Like, I don't understand why we can't still have minifigures in the 2017, why R2-D2 became a poly bag that they're selling as their May the 4th promo and not as like a poly bag at Walmart or Target. That would be the perfect stocking stuffer poly bag for like Christmas section Target. 2018 was more of the same with the BB-8 poly bag, very similar to R2-D2, just buildable characters there in their mini scale form. And that's another one that it's just like, that would have been a great like Target Christmas poly bag section promo. Like, why is that not a Target set that you can buy for $4? And so I'm not sure if they just decided they thought they had a better idea or if neither of those two promos did well, but come 2019, things changed again. And probably for the worst, to be honest. They went with the Battle of Hoth, and they did this like vignette style with this really weird building technique. Not that it was a bad building technique, but it was just different outside the box, and I can't blame them for trying something outside the box, but I don't really think it was that cool. Ultimately, with micro scale, you end up with some pretty weird looking things, and the AT-AT on that Battle of Hoth straight up looked weird. You also didn't have like the Hoth bunker. You only got the Hoth shield generator. The Hoth bunker they've made multiple sets of, so you would have thought would have been there, not there. To me, something like that I would feel like would more belong on like a Force Friday. But then 2020 comes along now, and we are on the Death Star 2 battle. A beautiful, no, just kidding. It is ugly. It doesn't look like the Death, I mean, I guess it looks like the surface of the Death Star, but if I just put that in front of you and I was like, what is this? Mine, if you take away the ships, obviously, because those are pretty dead giveaways. The top of a Star Destroyer, maybe the Death Star. I don't. You could think like the top of like a planet, like a steel on a planet. I don't know. Like it could be anything. Like it doesn't look like the Death Star, obviously, because it's not a giant round ball. And then you have this stupid looking A-wing that's worse than the Advent calendar builds, and you have this bad looking TIE fighter that's worse than the mini version from 15 years ago. Like that's just the way I feel about it. And so that's your history of May the 4th promos. Like they went from bad to really damn good to really dang bad again really fast. And it's really sad because I came to this realization like 2 weeks ago, and I was just like, has May the 4th actually ever been good? And I asked myself that question. It's like, only 3 years have been good. And that was the Shadow ARF Trooper, the TC-14, and Darth Revan. All the other years have either been meh or really bad. And it's really sad to see because this could be a really special thing for LEGO every year, and they just keep dropping the ball. Like, I just don't get it. I could rattle off like 50 minifigures you could do, and I'm sure in the comments section below there'll be hundreds of other suggestions. Chrome Captain Phasma, Phase 2 Cody. With the Clone Wars out right now, Ahsoka's Clone Trooper, the 332nd Clone Trooper, assuming it doesn't come out in the summer, would be a minifigure that would make a lot of sense. In Episode 9, Palpatine. Like, the list goes on and on. There are dozens of minifigure ideas that would be so amazing that, like I said, we wouldn't have gotten otherwise, that I think is kind of the draw for the May the 4th minifigure that would fit in this space. And it just really kills me to see them putting out these, in my opinion, lackluster promos versus some of the awesome minifigures that they had given us in the early 2010s. Something I hinted at earlier in this video, I actually did a poll on my reveal video of the 2020 May 4th promo because I was pretty fed up with it and I didn't like it. And so I was like, hey guys, what are your favorite type of May 4th promos? What gets you the most excited? What makes you want to spend that $75? Because ultimately that's what LEGO wants to do with these promos. They want to get you to spend your money. And to me, it's shocking to see these numbers and see LEGO to continue the way they are going, because this to me really indicates that more people than are already doing so would be willing to spend $75, and LEGO as a business, it would be a very sensible business decision to switch back to minifigures come 2021. I got 13,215 votes on my poll. Receiving 0% of the vote with 95 total votes was other or comment below. I'm not really sure what anyone commented for that. I didn't really see too many, if any, comments about what other meant to them. Good for 221 votes is the character builds. This includes BB-8 and R2-D2 from 2017 and 2018. So you can see that, at least from the subsection of fans on my channel that voted for this, there was very few people who would prefer to get a buildable character polybag over a minifigure or something else. Receiving 15% of the votes, 2,021 votes, was the buildable, like, scenery, vignette type things that we've been getting these last couple years, being Hoth and the Death Star 2 battle. And you can see that's a sizable number, 15% of the votes. That's not bad, but I think when you look at the majority, and this is not even like a, 5 people versus 4 people type of majority. This is 10,878 of the 13,215 people that voted that prefer minifigures. They would rather get a minifigure than anything else for the May the 4th promo in 2021 and beyond. So that's the numbers on it. Like, let's be honest, like, that's pretty straightforward that it is a vast majority of people that would rather have a minifigure promo versus anything else. So we need to make May 4th great again. I really want to get one of the MAGA hats that says "Make May 4th Great Again." I might get that in the future. I wish I had it for this video, but I don't. Like, this is something that can be super special for LEGO, and it feels like it should be. It feels like it is, and I really had this revelation where I was just like, why do I care about this? Because I don't think I care about May the 4th anymore. I just really don't. The promos have sucked for over 5 years now, and I haven't cared. I don't know why I still care and think about it this much. It's probably because I just want it to be damn good. It's because it's an opportunity every year to get something we wouldn't get otherwise. So myself and apparently 10,000 other people at least would like to see minifigures return, and it should be something we wouldn't get otherwise. There are dozens, maybe hundreds of minifigures that LEGO Star Wars fans would like to see as May the 4th promos, and right now none of that is happening. It seems like LEGO is abandoning the minifigure for promos, and it's so sad to see. We got the Obi-Wan minifigure last year, which was nice. Didn't really make much sense that they did that, but they did it. 2021 rolls around. Let me give you this. Let's say this summer, Phase 2 Cody doesn't come out, and let's say there's no Phase 2 Cody next spring, and let's say that the clone gunship comes out May the 4th, 2021, has Jedi Bob, but however, it's an Episode 2 version of the gunship, so they can't really justify putting Phase 2 Cody in there. That's all right, I get it. why don't you release him as the May the 4th minifigure at the exact same time? You know how many people would buy that? Also, if we're gonna do these dumb builds that tie into the UCS set, like this Death Star 2 battle is obviously made to tie into the UCS A-Wing, why not make it a UCS A-Wing exclusive purchase thing? That way more people will buy the A-Wing to get that set. The set will seem a little bit cooler because it'll be a little bit harder to get. And then you can still do a minifigure for May the 4th on top of that. But the only reason I think that's a possible thing is because they did it with the Batmobile. They made this special $30-ish size Batmobile and gave it out for free when you bought the big Batmobile. So I don't think it's too far-fetched to see LEGO give out something like that with purchase of a large D2C set, as well as giving away a minifigure at the same time. They won't be losing money, I'm sure of that. So that's all I have for you guys today. Let's make May 4th great again. I hate seeing it be so bad. I want it to feel special. I want it to be good. That's all I want to see. Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. Leave a like if you guys enjoy and are for the cause of making May 4th great again, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace out.